How many Palestinian kids were killed since October 7th?
Yeah.
In the West Bank? 81.
Yeah.
If 81 Israeli kids were killed since October 7th, what will the world do? I didn't hear about any other population that lost 2% of its population in less than 6 months. I didn't hear about that. And it's happening right in front of our house and nobody's caring. Nobody cares.
Welcome back everyone. The main man Bassem Youssef was on Channel 4 with Krishnan discussing Israel's genocide on Gaza. This video is a few months old, but the next few clips will explain exactly why it's still relevant today. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's take a look.
Didn't hear about any other population just die in huge numbers. I didn't hear about any other population that lost 2% of its population in less than 6 months. I didn't hear about that. And it's happening right in front of our house and nobody's caring. Nobody cares. We're just talking about it.
When you say nobody cares,
Yeah.
what would you have to do to show that you care?
Me?
Not any other
not
person.
Me. People in power, United States. They have to stop Israel. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna repeat it in every single interview. If the Gaza war stops today, you know what's the worst thing that could happen? People will congratulate and praise Israel for stopping the war now, instead of holding it accountable for the stuff that's done for the past 6 months. This is the scary part. They might even give a Nobel Prize, Peace Nobel Prize to Netanyahu for just stopping 30,000 people. If the war stops today, people will praise Israel for self-constraint.
Well, I mean, it's quite common at the end of wars for war leaders to then be awarded peace prizes.
Absolutely.
Which is always extraordinary. But what do you think should happen?
Israel should be held accountable and be taken to the criminal court. And they should pay reparation, and they should go in and repair what they did. Because whatever happened on October 7th does not justify all of that.
Bassem starts with he doesn't know of any other conflict that lost 2% of its population within a few months. If we're being conservative, that number is closer to 5%. If we're being realistic, that number is closer to 10 and in some cases 15%. Can you imagine any other country losing 10 or 15% of its population in a few months? Bassem says, and I quote, "If the war stops today, people will congratulate and praise Israel for stopping the war." What's happening right now? Netanyahu and his government, along with the US, are taking all the credit for this shite of a peace plan they've created. Netanyahu has nominated Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. In what world does that piece of lard deserve a peace prize?
Bro, you'll make fun of Israel right now. People don't know how to react to that today because you don't know whether to laugh, because you don't know whether it's okay
Because it's very sad.
to laugh
Because it's very
when
sad.
people are being killed.
Because it's very sad. It's very sad. The fact that, like you tell, like we should applaud Israel for warning civilians before bombing them. Wow, dude, how amazing, how lovely. It's that's very sad. I don't know. It's funny and sad in the same time, don't you think? You know, it's like the fact that they lie. I mean, the fact that like when Israel said like Hamas has a base, military base under the hospital. Do you have any proof? Here's a CGI video. What? That's what we have, and you have to believe it. But if you don't believe it, you're anti-Semitic. Ooh, you're anti-Semite.
Do you get accused of that?
Of course.
Of anti-Semitism?
Yeah. I'm an anti-Semitic, yeah. It's funny because in Egypt I was accused of being a secret Jew and a Mossad agent, and now I come to America to be accused of being anti-Semitic.
And how do you deal with that? What do you say? You laugh?
Like this, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm so afraid now. It doesn't mean anything. This accusation of anti-Semitic, it's an empty accusation. It doesn't mean anything now.
But it's one of the worst accusations somebody can make, isn't it?
Why is it?
You know, being accused of being a racist or an anti-Semite.
You understand that I'm a Semite myself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense. You understand this?
Of course, in that
and you
respect,
understand
yeah,
like the fact that you say anybody is anti-Semite doesn't mean anything, because they call other Jewish people anti-Semites, right? Our self-hating Jews. Sorry, they changed the narrative.
Yeah.
Oh, you're self-hating Jews. You're anti-Semite. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So do you think the power of that accusation is ebbing away?
Yeah. People don't care anymore. People are making fun of this accusation because basically Israel is saying we'll do whatever we want, and because we are Semites, and if you speak about anything, October 7th, and you're anti-Semite. It's just, you see, the narrative, it's become so tired and so exhausting and just devoid of anything, of meaning.
It's come to the point where some people may even question what is the point of saying anything when there is no accountability, but we must. The very least we must do is speak up against any atrocity, especially this one. As Bassem said, they lie. They've taken lying to another level. Oh, it's not a genocide because we told them to evacuate. It's not a genocide because we gave them food. It's not a genocide because we warned them. It's not because we haven't destroyed all Palestinians. Even if they dropped leaflets every day for 2 years and fed the Palestinians every day for 2 years, it still constitutes a genocide.
Well, what do you think about the flip side of that, which is when people accuse Israel of a Holocaust or a genocide, or, and they turn those words back on Israel and say, well, look at what you're doing, when obviously the numbers do not compare. So, and when you talk about genocide, or, you think about Rwanda or Cambodia or the Second World War, or millions of people dying. Do you think that's an appropriate accusation to level at Israel?
We have to wait until a million Palestinians are killed, then we
That's
can
what
call
I mean.
genocide.
So,
of course, yeah. What happens is that it's not genocide. It's just like light tickling.
So at what point does something become
remember the
genocide?
enhanced interrogation, the waterboarding? It's not torture. It's enhanced interrogation. It's too much killing. How about that? It's just that's why I don't even engage about all of it, because it's just words. Genocide, not genocide, genocide. And as me and you wasting time deciding if it's genocide or not, already 10 people were shot as we speak.
Yeah.
Where is the proportionate response? How can Israel do? Is Israel, as we are discussing these arguments, right? 15 people are killed. Does Israel have the right to exist? What should they do? As we're discussing these 50 people were killed. It doesn't matter. All of these conversation about the media is just sickening, because it just gave Israel more time to do whatever they do on a daily basis, which is increase killing. So whatever definitions we're discussing, defending, whatever self-defense, war, terrorism, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The whole system seems to be designed for Israel just doing whatever they want, and on their spare time, they come in and they piss you off with these discussions.
As Bassem said, they've got their goons on the ground attending every news station platform they can get their hands on to explain why it's a genocide. And whilst they're doing that and keeping the masses distracted, their bombardment continues. Even now, during this so-called peace talk, which doesn't include any Palestinians, they're still bombing and killing them.
So when you say that, you feel your people, if you like, Palestinians they don't
Not
count
even
as
my
much.
people. They are human beings.
Human beings, but they don't count
Yeah, they
the
don't
same way.
No, they don't count. How many Palestinian kids were killed since October 7th?
Yeah.
In the West Bank? 81.
Yeah.
If 81 Israeli kids were killed since October 7th, what will the world do?
But is this a revelation to you?
No, it's not a revelation. We know this all along, but when you see it,
You're confronted by it right now.
Because we know we did it. We don't matter. We know that our lives it's not that valuable. We understand that. We've seen this a long time ago. When 11 people from Charlie Hebdo were killed, which is terrible, of course. Everybody Jews, we have Charlie, and the world leaders went to Paris. 11 people. But 30,000. If the news tomorrow comes out, 10,000 Palestinians were killed, do you think the world will make any change? No.
I mean, I saw the argument you made around that was about the dehumanization of Palestinians and about talking about them as animals. Do you think that was even needed?
No, it's not needed, but it's.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, because I think it's just self-evident that people in some parts of the world are valued less than people in other parts of the world when it comes to death. When you're living in the Western world.
Yeah.
The question is, do you think the Palestinians needed to be dehumanized, or were they just worth less in the West?
Both, because in order to escalate the violence, you need to remind the people how inhuman those people are, in order to continue doing it. Because Israel has been killing them on a daily basis, but in order to up the violence every now and then, you need a little bit of a reminder of how inhuman those people are. So it's just like a process that goes in to just help increasing the victim toll.
Guys, let's be honest here, over 90% of Gaza has been destroyed. We've all seen the clips. Honestly, it breaks my heart every time I see the videos, and I'm sure it breaks yours too. It's impossible to believe 60, 70, 80,000 people are dead. The numbers are more like 1, 2 or 300,000 people. Those people can't leave the country. They can't take a flight anywhere. There is no escape from the bombardment. They're trapped. If the numbers killed were 500,000 or more, there still wouldn't be any urgency to stop the genocide from these so-called pathetic leaders. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Support me by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace out.